As the summer heats up, consumer confidence cools down. The employment outlook is also on the chilly side. We'll take a stroll down the women's clothing aisle, get a 90-day outlook for major retail, and then warm back up with our What's Hot segment. It's always sunny and 70 on the BIGinsight video briefing, and that vacation begins right now.
In the biggest economic crisis for generations, businesses can no longer create a product and expect to sell it. They must identify the needs and wants of their target market, then effectively communicate with that market. The changing American consumer draws lessons from ongoing BIGinsight surveys based on analysis of U.S. consumers and reveals trends that have been emerging over the past decade. This book provides vital assistance for companies refocusing in a changing and uncertain new market. Every purchase comes with complimentary access to the Changing Consumer app and Insight Center.
And welcome to the BIGinsight video briefing for June 2012. For the second straight month, consumer confidence falters as less than a third of those surveyed feel confident/very confident in the chances for a strong economy. This coming on the heels of 5 straight months of positive momentum. This reading is slightly higher than it was this time last year and compared to June of 2010, but much lower than pre-recession June of 2007. This dip perhaps due in part to the weak outlook for employment or vice versa. This month, 27% foresee a rise in layoffs over the next 6 months. That's roughly a 4-point spike from 30 days ago. The majority, however, predict layoff levels to remain the same. To make matters worse, practicality numbers are climbing. Nearly half report they've become more pragmatic in their purchasing. Additionally, practicality remains elevated from the June readings we recorded during the recession. While focus on the necessities did not increase in kind this month, the majority continue to zero in on what they need as opposed to what they want when at the store. 54.7% to be exact, on par with May's reading. Those who want to decrease their overall spending and pay down their debt are a bit smaller in number this month compared to May. However, those are still the top 2 financial plans for June. Other popular plans include saving and paying with cash more often. Fingers crossed, but at least it seems the gas prices are looking relatively deflated. Still, that hasn't stopped drivers from shopping smart when it comes to defraying fuel costs. More than 2 out of 5 say they're shopping closer to home. Similar samplings, numerically speaking, take fewer trips, shop for sales more often, and clip coupons. All options evoked a greater response compared to June of 2007. Walmart is back on top in the women's clothing aisle. That's where consumers head most often for these items. The Big W followed ever so closely by rival Kohl's. Macy's is 3rd, JCPenney is 4th, and Target 5th. With Penny slipping off the podium in this category, we've got some insightful research on their fair and square strategy. Click over to the Big Consumer blog for all of the details. Walmart also a shoe-in for footwear. The big discounter wins the race this month over second place Payless. Kohl's, DSW, and JCPenney follow. The 90-day outlook is looking upward, at least compared to the past 2 Junes. Future purchase intentions for all major retail merchandise categories saw growth from 2010 and 2011. However, look for practical consumers to exercise caution when spending. Purchase plans have weakened in the majority of those same categories compared to 30 days ago. What's hot in June? Saving is in style as coupons take the top hot spot this month. The History Channel not too far behind, thanks in part to their popular mini-series, Hatfields and McCoys. And what's not? Time to throw some water on the man candle trend. The aroma of lumber and mowed grass and such just doesn't seem to be catching fire with the general population. For more detail on data from June's consumer survey, click over to our text briefing and be sure to visit BIGinsight.com. You can also find us on Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. And head over to the Big Consumer blog for additional consumer insights. That's all for now. Stay tuned for more big news next month. Have a good one.